All right, ladies and gentlemen, please make some noise for Wild and Out Queen, freestyle extraordinaire, songstress, actress, hostess with the mostest. It is my queen, Justina Valentine. Woo! Yeah! My girl, welcome. You can feel free to put your items down, Justina. Whatever you want to do. You comfy.
I don't know if people steal in Maine.
Hey,
I don't think they do. Although I just tried to steal a little sip of beer.
If anyone,
and Brian was like, "Wait, that beer's not fermented yet. Relax."
We'll get you a real one.
Oh, real one? Okay,
yeah,
cool.
I think we can get you a real one, Justina.
I'm posting you guys on Snapchat. Hold on. Okay.
Y'all already follow Justina on Snapchat, but if you don't,
let's
do
go
it right now, as we speak in the building.
How are you feeling today, babe?
So
First
good.
of all, you are making me feel at home because you have the cheetah on. You know I'm a Jersey girl.
Yes, ma'am.
So having the little cheetah on, it's like I feel like I'm right at home, you know? And I love Maine because you guys are far, but you're not too far. You know, it's like doable. Like we did it.
Yes.
We drove here and we only had one bathroom stop. So that's how you know it's like not too crazy.
It's just a skip and a jump from Jersey.
It's a hop, skim, and jump,
yes,
baby. That's
ma'am.
right.
Well, we are blessed to have you here in Vacation Land, Justina. Of course, you're a one-woman empire. I don't need to tell these people that. They know it,
you,
rapping,
girl.
acting, hosting. But I know damn well this didn't all happen overnight for you.
Right.
So for people who might not be familiar with your story, your journey, could you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, so I started my journey as an artist, but, you know, I think I was always an entertainer my entire life. I always liked to make people laugh. I was never shy. I never had to, like, come out of a shell or anything. I just like to make people smile, and I would do anything for the moment, whether it's, like, making a cousin laugh or making, you know, just someone in the family laugh. I was always down to do whatever. So I love to entertain people, and I love that feeling of just getting a reaction out of people, whether it was shock, whether it was making them laugh, whatever it was. So I think I always loved to entertain. And then, you know, I had very much a gift of gab. My mom told me when I was a kid, I don't have a recollection of it, but before I could even read, she told me I would just open books and I would just write the book. Like I would be copying the words onto paper. I didn't know what the hell I was writing, but I guess I just always liked to write, and I always liked words. So I think me being able to put words together was something I always had from a very young age. And before I got on Wild and Out, I was a recording artist. You know, I would tour. I actually came to Maine. Shout out to my guy. Oh my goodness, what's his name from out here?
Chris Webby.
Yeah, no, of course, my brother Chris Spose.
Spose,
Shout
of
out to my bro
course.
Spose. Yep. Shout out to my bro Spose. I know he's heavy out here in Maine.
Yes.
And I met people along the way, such as Spose. And I was opening for Chris Webby, my brother. And, you know, I was really on the music grind. I had a single out with my Jersey brother, Fetty Wap.
Yes.
And, you know, I was doing my thing as an artist, touring, broke, you know what I mean? Like touring across the country in like a Nissan Sentra, but making my waves as an artist, getting a little lit, getting a little buzz. Like I said, I had a song on the radio, but still very much in the grind phase. And then I got this opportunity. I was out in LA shooting a music video with Futuristic, another one of the bros. And I invited my friend Tonio Skits, who was like really heavy on social media and Facebook at the time, I think Vine and whatever else it was. So he came through to the music video. I had him do a skit. And while we were shooting the music video, he was beatboxing on his Snapchat. Hey, Tom Cruise in the back? Yeah, right there? Keep it down. Thank you. Yeah, you in the hat. Yeah. You know when someone does something and they know it's them, they look around like, no, it's you. I'm kidding, but I'm serious. I'm
That's
here all
why
night.
we love you, girl.
So he was beatboxing on his Snapchat all day long, and Snapchat was super lit at the time, and it's making a comeback now. And I was freestyling, and Tonio was like, yo, you're just so dope at this. I never saw anyone who could freestyle like you. He was like, you need to audition for this show I'm auditioning for. It's called Wild and Out. I was like, I know Wild and Out. I was like, that's the show where they make up the songs on the spot. I was like, I'll kill that. I'll body that. So Tonio is a real friend. I always tell him anything he ever needs that I have two of, like other than eyes, but like I think you have two, there's some organ you have two of.
Yeah, kidneys or something.
There you go. Anything he ever needs from me, I will give to him. I'll always keep him involved in anything I have going on. When I produced my own feature film, he was in it. That's my brother for life, because most people will not give you an opportunity that they necessarily haven't even gotten yet themselves. Yeah. So that was super real of him for, to connect me with the producers. And once he connected me with them and we sent them in some videos of me freestyling at shows, on the streets in New York, outside SOBs, at radio stations, all type of places, they invited me to audition. So, I went to the audition, and like I say, when you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. So you already know when I went to those auditions, I was hungry, I was famished, my ribs were touching, and I went crazy. I went nuts at the audition. The first one was actually just me, and I walked in. It was the executive producer, another one of the producers, and they had seen the stuff I had done. I sent them, but I know they wanted to see if it was like real, So they had me do a bunch of different stuff. Then they're like, battle. Oh, they were like, battle Nick Cannon. They were like, pretend he's in front of you. I was like, isn't Nick the one who makes the final decision? They were like, yeah. I said, give me someone else. I'm not trying to diss Nick until I get to the stage. I mean, the man's not even in the room, which I think was a smart little move on my part. But anyway, bodied that first audition. Then they brought me back. They scour the country, right? So I was in like the tri-state audition. So when I went back, it was myself and like 30 or 35 other people from the tri-state. And when I went to that audition, it was 30 of us. And they gave us different things to do. Like in the first audition, it's actually online. They would give you a word and tell you to freestyle. And they gave me the word like toaster strudel. I made a whole song around it. I sung a hook. I rapped a verse. There was a story in the verse. So then when I went to the audition with the 30 or 35 people, they did a similar thing. They gave me, I think it was like a designer bag or whatever it was. And then, so I did my thing, and after I did my freestyle, everyone in the room started clapping. They're like, okay, girl, when's it going to be on iTunes? Like, they were basically like, show off, because we were all vying for the, and I was like, I can't help it that, and they even, they gave you your word, and everyone kind of had a minute to think about it. I was like, oh, I'm ready to go now. So then we get to the wild style portion, and, the room is split in half, and I'm kind of just sitting there waiting, chilling, let a couple people go. And then the second somebody called me out, it was like a machine gun. I went down the whole other side of the room. I hit everyone. And after the audition was over, everyone went by the table, the producers and Nick, shaking people's hands. And I was towards the end of the line, and I noticed I was the only one Nick said something to. He was like, where are you from? I was like, Jersey. He was like, okay. So I left the audition. I called my friend. I'm like, yo, I just bodied it again. So, I knew I did my thing. And next thing you knew, I was in LA filming season 8, which was my first season. And 14 seasons later, I'm the longest running female cast member. So
yes, ma'am.
So yeah, thank you guys so much.
Yes.
But one thing that people don't know, and I know my girl knows, is, I did star as an artist before I was on TV. I was not trying to get on TV whatsoever. That was just a situation that happened for me, and I think it was really a testament to, like they say, when that one door won't open, for me, I broke through the window.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
I think, God just gave me that opportunity, because I'll be honest, as a white girl rapping, they were not trying to, give it up for me. And it is a lot of white guy rappers, but for some reason, Lord knows, being a female has definitely made it, because I could probably name like 50 white guys that rap. And, I just know it's just a lot of people I rap circles around. And, and not only that, I'm a real artist. I write my raps, I freeze, I this, I that. But whatever it is, I don't complain. I just know that I'm fortunate and blessed to be put in the position that I've been put in, and that's it. I stay with the attitude of gratitude. That's why I know God gave me this opportunity to be on Wild 'N Out and be on TV, and once I got the opportunity, I never look back, and I never squander the opportunity I know that I have. Meaning, like, I don't walk on set, whether it's my 12th, 13th, 14th season, like, okay, I'm just going to chill. Everyone knows what I can do. No, I'm always hungry. I'm always hungry. I'm always ready to go. So, yeah, that's how my journey started. It started as a recording artist. And everything I did as a recording artist, from open mics in New York City, which is the mecca, of hip hop. We had the A-list open mics in the world. I was running through all those open mics since I was a teenager. So I definitely put in my 10,000 hours plus. Like, they say you got to put in. And when I got my opportunity, I was ready to go.
Yeah, you were, Queen. Oh my gosh. Justina, thank you for sharing all of that, because
Yes. I know you were like, girl, I asked you one question. You're like, I didn't say you to talk about it for 30 minutes.
I know, it's a journey, so we had to hear the whole tale. And
Yeah.
I discovered you years ago in Portland. You were opening for Chris Webby.
Yes.
And the second I saw you on stage, your energy, I fell in love with you, and you've
Thank
never
you.
switched up. You have been the hardest working person I have seen. The grind has never slowed. So
Thank you,
it's really
baby.
a testament to you. I'm so happy to see you get all the things and
Thank
more.
you so much.
100%.
Thank you so much.
Now, flash forward to today. We got a new song. God, I love Love Affair.
Yes, ma'am.
It's so good. It's so catchy, Justina.
Thank
Could you
you.
talk about that song and the inspiration behind it?
Yeah. So again, people know me mostly from being on Wild 'N Out, being a rapper, freestyling, the big radio freestyles I go and do, my big moments on Wild 'N Out. But what they don't know is that I also really do love to sing and to write records that are singing records. When I was on tour with Webby, I had a record called Lord Have Mercy, and it was very jazzy, it was very R&B, and Webby always said, he'd be like, yo, that's my favorite record. And people don't really know too much of that side of me, but I also write music that gets used in commercials, jingles, other people. So when I wrote this record, Love Affair, I was like, ooh, you know what? This is the perfect record for someone maybe who you would expect it from in that lane, like a Meghan Trainor, or like, one of these great artists that for that type of stuff. I'm like, people are gonna be a little thrown off, by me singing the record, but I loved it so much. I just was like, I don't want to give it up. I want to drop it myself. And everyone might not get it right away, or they might not get it at all, because it's a little, I kind of got to that fork and I went the way you wouldn't think I would go. But I love the record so much. It's such a feel-good, catchy record that I was like, nah, I gotta hold on to this one for myself. And the inspiration behind it was just, I think, in life, things don't always go perfectly in how you think they're gonna go, and sometimes you might get in a relationship or a sneaky link or a situationship or whatever it may be, and they might cheat or you might cheat or whatever the case may be, but sometimes you stick with the devil and sometimes you go meet another one. But everyone can, in some way, relate to a love affair, whether it's you, whether you've seen it happen to your best friend, or whatever the case may be. And it just felt so good when I wrote it. Sometimes as creatives, we have something that we work on that just kind of pours out of us, and this song was an example of that.
I love it. I'm so happy that you kept it for yourself.
Thank you.
Justina.
Did you see the music video?
Oh, did I see the music video? I wanted to be the backup dancer. In my head,
Girl,
I was one of the
to,
girls.
Listen, next time you come to Jersey, I got you.
I'm coming through. Don't tell me with a good time, Justina Valentine. Come on now. Of course, we talked a bit about Wild 'N Out.
Yes.
Because, one more time for the people in the back, the longest running female cast member on Wild 'N Out. That is crazy.
Thank you, Portland.
I'm curious, of all the years you've been on the show, do you have one memory that's just unforgettable, something that will always stick with you from the show?
When people are like, what are the moments of Wild 'N Out that stick out? It's so hard because there's so many. I mean, for me, I personally always love the girl versus guys episode because, we kind of eat the guys' food.
Yes.
So I always let all the other girlies go first. Like, go ahead, sis, get out everything you got to get out. Because I know it's like being the fourth leg in the runner and like a track meet. I know I'm going to bring it up on that fourth leg. So I'm like, do what you got to do. So I always love the guys versus girls episodes for sure. And we've had some epic ones. We had one last season with Shensia, where she ended it off. She finished one of my lines. She killed it. So that was great. And pretty much all the girls versus guys. But I would say as far as a game goes, MGK was the guest, and we were playing one of my very favorite games. It's called Why You Bull Spittin'. And it's a mechanical bull, and it's a word generator. So it's funny, too, when sometimes people be like, on Wallin' Out, do you guys write your stuff? I'm like, we're on a mechanical bull with a word generator with like 5,000 words, not knowing who's going next and when they're going to fall off the bull. So anyway, so the word generator's going. So, I love to freestyle. I'm also athletic, so I like riding the bull. And I have the record for the longest Why You Bull Spin ride. Thank you, baby. Thank you. So I had the record for hitting the most words and holding on for the longest. But then that day with MGK, I broke my own record. And I remember when I finally fell off the bull, MGK came and like picked me up over his head. And I was like, damn, he's strong for a skinny thing. But that was an awesome day, and just awesome, like breaking the record, which was mine. But it was also one of my favorite games. Yes. And we don't play it a lot because it's a lot of it takes a long time to get that bull on the stage.
I can only imagine.
Yes. Yeah. So that was awesome. But it's just it's so many memories and different episodes. I mean, I've done like hundreds of episodes at this point. So
amazing.
It's a lot to remember, all the moments, but I love it. Like, I feel so blessed that that's my job. Like, oh my goodness, I get to do this as a job. It's amazing.
The queen of Wildin' Out forever, no matter what happens.
Thank you.
For sure.
You're so sweet.
On top of that show, you're all over MTV and VH1, and I love it. I love not being able to escape you, girl. I'm curious, what's your favorite thing about hosting those types of, like you do the Jersey Shore reunion, all those? What do you love about that?
So I definitely love hosting the Jersey Shore. I'm a fan of all them, and also lucky to be able to call them friends. I think they are amazing people on and off the camera. I always tell them they are legends, icons. They're the Beatles of reality TV, right?
Facts.
They change reality TV. So it's very cool to be able to host those reunions. And I tell them every season, because I get to see the season a little early, right? Because I have to be in the know before I get to the reunion stage. Every season, they have me laughing, they have me crying. It never gets old. I'm such a fan. Being from Jersey as well, being Italian, it's just, I feel like a lot of us just like grew up watching them, and they're just a staple in the culture. So I love hosting the Jersey Shore. We actually have one coming up. Ooh. And there's rumors Paulie's going to be there because, Paulie's always very busy. Yes. Sammy's also pregnant, which is exciting.
Yes.
So that's going to be super fun. And I've been fortunate to host a lot of the reunions from like X on the Beach, The Challenge, How Far is Tattoo Far, Basic to Bougie. And I love, love, love to host because I just love that idea of like, hey, I'm going to ask you a question. I don't know what you're going to say. And then we're going to keep the conversation going and just the improv of it all. And especially when you're dealing with a cast of people, I love that. And I think I really thrive in that arena. Like, I'll keep going. Even if the ceiling falls, we're going to keep the interview going. No matter what.
About you.
As long as nobody gets hurt, of course.
Even so, it depends.
He looks like a medic, though, right there with the blue shirt.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he looks like he was on Grey's. He looks like he was on Grey's Anatomy. Do you have a stethoscope in your back pocket?
I feel safe. I feel safe.
I just feel safe with him being here. Like, he looks like he just came from an open heart surgery.
That's why we invited him.
I trust him.
Yes.
Dr. Miller. Either that or he's drinking a Miller's Light. I'm not sure.
A little bit of both never hurts you,
a little bit
Justina.
of both.
Yeah. Absolutely. Now, of course, you are a freestyling extraordinaire, as we all know. I'm curious, how do you practice something like that?
I think, like I said, when I was coming up, the practice was just hitting the stages, being at all the different open mics, and I would do a lot of battles that were just impromptu battles. I was showing up, I didn't know who I was battling, so I couldn't prepare for you. Like, I would just show up there, and they would match you with someone, you'd battle them, winner would go to the next round. I did a lot of that stuff, and I think it's one of those things is like you gotta be in the field, you gotta get that work, and as you do more and more, you sharpen your skills, you sharpen your sword, and you just get better at it. Then, of course, when I got on Wildin' Out, now I'm around some of the best battle rappers in the world, and now we're on tour, driving from city to city, and we're psychotic. Like, we'll play a compound rhyme game where with most people, right, you do it with one syllable. Then maybe get that. That might be money on the line. It's a job for tomorrow.
Yes.
Oh, I know what it is. Okay, don't worry about it. Just text them.
Uh-oh.
So, then you go on to 2 syllables, right? And it's like sticky, right? So that's like the 2-syllable words, right? Sticky, picky, lick me, etc. Then, sorry.
Hey, don't be sorry.
Don't excite me. Then you get into like the 3-syllable, right? Cold outside. Then you get into the 4-syllable, the 5-syllable. I mean, sometimes we're doing like 6 and 7 syllables and just going around. And not only do you have to hit all the syllables, you have to make it make sense. You have to put it in a phrase, and you don't have a second to think. And this is like, other than gambling and playing cards on the tour bus, that's what we do. So,
that's amazing.
And then, we're just every night, like when we're on tour, we're freestyling for the crowd and the people that, came for the meet and greets. They're there a little early. So it's just one of those things. I think you have to have a natural gift for it, right? And then you have a natural gift for something, and then you kind of like water it and keep doing it, and you just get better.
That's fascinating.
Yeah.
Thank you for giving a peek into that.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
That's so cool. All the syllables.
We could play Kick 'em Out the Classroom later if you guys want.
I love it.
We'll start with the 1 syllable, then we'll go to 2.
We might have to do that later,
If
Justina.
you want to get crazy, we'll get to 3.
Now,
I'm doing algebra in the classroom. Who got something? I'm proud of you in the classroom. You have to get creative sometimes, because like algebra is kind of hard to rhyme with, but like proud of you, I would take that. Trigonometry in the classroom. All right, don't worry about it. No pressure yet.
We need
We'll
more
play
practice.
later.
We need more practice in this building.
Look, she's hitting him. I know he's good. He looks like he just stepped out of 8 Mile. He's about to put that hood over his head and eat some mom's spaghetti in the bathroom. And he's gonna come out and body us all. All right.
Justina, you're the best. Last from me, and we have a few audience questions for you after as well.
Love it.
But here in Maine, our state motto is the way life should be. So I would love to know, according to Justina Valentine, what is the way life should be?
Wow, that's definitely a deep question, and I love that that's your guys' state motto. I think the way life should be is to be able to enjoy yourself, do what you love with the people you love without judgment. Nice. And I feel in 2025, that's something that doesn't happen a lot, because social media and being online has really changed the game more so now than ever. So whenever people on the come up or, and it's not just people who want to be rappers or artists or TV personalities, just people kind of trying to carve out their own path. When they ask me for advice, I'm always like, you got to do what you love and continue to do it and push through it no matter what the people say, because you will never please all the people all the time. And people will hate on you for being happy, for being sad, for being rich, for being poor, for doing it all, for doing nothing. They will hate on you no matter what you do. So you have to, if you're not a naturally just confident person, you have to find a way to build that confidence and really build some thicker skin. Because if you don't, you're going to stay kind of stuck in that, like that purgatory of like, I know I could be really happy if I get here. Or I know I could just sink down from depression or what people say about me. And you kind of just have to fight through it and go with what you know you love and believe in yourself. And I know it sounds so like, believe in yourself, but it really is true. It really starts with the belief that you could do it. Like, even for anyone in the room who's like, I might want to start this company here in Maine or whatever, and you're going to tell your friends or your family, some people are going to be like, that's dope. Other people are going to be like, the overhead costs. You got to buy a building, or now you need employees. It's like, you have to have that belief you could do it. Because if you don't have that belief, you can't even like build your tribe. When I went for that Wild 'N Out audition, I was like, I am that B.
Yes.
As someone who looks under 18 in the building. I didn't want to say that, and I don't know if I can curse, but I was just like, I'm that. I'm it. It's no one who's seeing me, and I really believed that to the max, and I walked in the room, and everyone else believed it too. So I think that's the most important part, is you got to know you can do it, because no one's going to make you believe that. You'll be lucky if you have one friend or one family member or one whatever that's going to make you believe that. They're busy fighting their own insecurities and demons. They're gonna try to give you the support they can, but you have to believe in it yourself. And no matter how many doors got shut in my face, that's the part of my story people don't know, is that I had to get a million no's. I told you guys I was rapping. I was a white girl rapping, and like I had to hear a million no's. And I had to be better than like everyone else in the room for people to even give it up for me a little bit. So you really, really have to have that belief that you could do it. And no matter how many people tell you no, or you're trying to do something that's not going to work, if I would have listened to those people, I probably would have been telemarketing right now or something. I would have been calling you, hello? Is this Shirley from Portland, Maine? I probably would have been selling you some spoons or something.
And we would have bought those spoons.
Yeah, because I would have talked you into it.
Yes.
One thing about it is I would have sold you those spoons.
100%.
But I think I would have been a good lawyer too. But you never know. I might pop out.
Yes.
In like 20, 30 years, like the Judge Judy of the lawyers, because I'm really good at talking. But anyway, so yeah, I think it's just really that belief in yourself. And I think that's the way life should be, is that you have that belief in yourself. You wake up, you're ready to do it. And then guess what? Once you have that belief in yourself and you really believe it, that's when you can help build other people up. Because I've been able in my career at the point I'm in to build other people up and put them in positions and give them credits of doing awesome stuff that they otherwise may not have had the opportunity or the belief in themselves to do. When I did a Christmas movie. If you guys didn't see it, watch it. It's Christmas. It's called Forget About Christmas. So you know, at times we'd be like, forget about it. It's called Forget About Christmas. I got everyone in it: Nick Cannon, DC Young Fly, Conceited, Perez Hilton, Teresa Giudice from the Jersey Housewives, Renee Graziano from Mob Wives, Vinny from the Jersey Shore, Fetty Wap, Sway, the list goes on. I'm forgetting people. And I also played like 5-6 characters. I got my Eddie Murphy on. So, and it was a lot of money, and I financed it. So I wrote, directed, starred in, produced. It was the most ambitious thing I've ever done in my career. And I had also never done anything like that yet. And so I remember we were like 2 weeks out from production, and one night I could not sleep. And you know, I'm used to doing a lot of high pressure, right? Like I go on stage, I rap in front of 20,000 people. I go up to the radio station live. I spit, I rap. I, host TV shows that are live, and so I'm used to high pressure situations. But when it came to this movie, that night, I could not sleep a wink. And I was like, what am I doing? Because it was a lot of money. It's a lot of money to produce a movie, and especially like I'm bringing a lot of stars, and I want to make sure the stars are coming, so I got to pay them and whatever else. So that night, I was like, I'm bugged out. I shouldn't be doing this. It's going to be a lot of money down the drain. And then the next morning I woke up and I said, in the wise words of the philosopher Jersey Drake, YOLO, you only live once. I got all these famous friends on board. I said, you know what? And even the ones that were not fully on board yet, I knew I was going to finesse and convince them why I needed them to come to Jersey for a set amount of days. But I said, I'm doing it. And it really was one of the biggest blessings in my career, because one, I made good money. Two, I sold the movie to MTV Entertainment, which was amazing. And three, it gave me the confidence I needed in that field. I needed that, right? Because then after that, me and Conceited, who was my co-star on the movie, were like, what could we do next? So the next thing we did, we produced a cooking show. We just sold that to Kevin Hart. Season 1 is out now on Peacock and Tubi. Thank you so much.
So funny.
Thank you so much. It's called What's Cooking, Good Looking. It's on Peacock, Tubi, YouTube, all that. And season 1 is out now, and we just filmed season 2. So season 2's dropping soon. And now we looked at each other, we're like, we're 2 for 2. So now I just wrote another movie script. Yes! I just finished yesterday.
Congrats.
Thank you. So I just wrote another movie script, and I'm looking to go into production like tomorrow.
Yes, ma'am.
And I want to film it this summer. So it's like, but I didn't have that confidence at first. And then once I just went for it and did it and showed myself I could do it, it's like anything else. It's like the first time you ride your bike, or like first time you're like, oh, I'm gonna go to the gym, and you get through that mile, or literally whatever it is. Even like that first date you're nervous from, right? Everything gets easier after the first time, and you just grow more and more confidence. I'm like, after I'm 3 for 3 in this movie, I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna do next.
Yes.
But yeah, I think it's this stuff that scares you, that and is the hardest. And the stuff that you question the most, you know, like they say, no risk, no reward. That's the stuff that ends up being the most fulfilling. And like, you know, that's one of the most things in my career that I'm proud of, because I had no help with that, no network behind me, no one backing me, no one funding me. We just did it, you know? And I did it with a group of people that I really believed in. And, you know, those are my people now. I use them for everything, for my TV show. And so that's how you got to, there's nothing to it but to do it.
Period. It's kind of magical what happens when you start to believe in yourself.
Yes, ma'am.
It feels like the universe, and
Yes.
it is. It's just happening for you. And I love it, Justina.
Thank
I
you.
cannot wait to see the next movie and all the things.
Yes. Well, I'm going to invite you to the premiere. I don't know if you're going to come down from Maine, but, you know.
I'll be there.
Period.
Say less. It's on camera. You can't take it back. I'll be there,
No,
Justina.
I got you. Yes, I'll definitely invite
my
you.
gosh.
Come on.
I
You're
cannot
my
wait.
main connect. You're my main connect and my main connect. You feel me?
Exactly.
Yes,
Say
yeah.
it for the people in the back.
Hello.
I love it.